Welcome to the Illegitimate podcast. This is our first ever podcast. I will be not your host. I'm just talking right now. I am Nick. I have been on many podcasts. I do a podcast with AH Brandon Reviews. Go check them out if you like any reviews. And with me, I have Leslie.
Hey.
Austin.
Woo!
Kenan.
How you doing?
And British fanboy Leon.
I am indeed British. Hello.
He's not a fanboy, though. He's a cool guy.
I feel so lonely.
I love you, Leon.
Does this podcast come with a rape alarm?
So yeah, today we're going to be talking about everybody's most generic subject ever. What's our favorite Chinese cartoons? Yay, Chinese cartoons. What?
You're really bringing the monotone on.
Oh yes, I love my monotone voice. Monotone's the best tone. You told me to put it in mono, so...
Alright, so who wants to start talking about their favourite Chinese cartoon?
Did somebody say something?
I could have swore that I heard driver?
Star Driver? What? What's a Star Driver? Oh, for those plebs who don't know, it's a great anime by Studio Bones. Go check it out.
I mean, I am one of those plebs who doesn't know.
I don't know. Hey, Star Driver's pretty good. It's
pretty bad.
It's like everything you wanted out of Sailor Moon, Gundam, and like, I don't know, something else like that.
I'm gonna get murdered for saying I haven't seen Sailor Moon or Gundam.
No.
I haven't seen either, so...
I saw the American Pilot.
I mean, I've seen 2 episodes of Sailor Moon. Does that count?
I saw a GIF once.
I think that counts.
I saw a couple episodes of Iron-Blooded Orphans.
I like the opening.
I mean, since we're getting into Gundam, you guys should also check out Mobile Fighter G Gundam. That's a great one.
What's the one with like the kids and the action figures?
Oh, that's Build Fighters.
Yeah, my friend keeps pushing that on me.
I mean, there's one episode where they play baseball with Gundam, so there's that.
Yes.
There's only one mecha I need in my life.
And it's not Code Geass.
Whoa,
It's GURREN LAGANN.
Oh,
we
thank
chatting
you.
shit about Code Geass here.
My profile picture agrees.
Dude, no. That's not what this podcast is gonna be about.
Yeah, it's about them Chinese cartoons.
And how Code Geass is the worst mecha ever made.
My dreams are crushed.
It's a high school slice of life. Like, come on now.
Oh, wait, so on the topic of Gurren Lagann, I'm guessing you guys are fans of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
I never bothered to finish it.
Rossi, you did nothing wrong.
Ah, Rossi's a dick.
Rossi is great.
I mean,
if he...
I mean,
Should have killed himself.
honestly, what would have happened if he didn't step in? The riots would have continued. It would have escalated. They might have, like, either destroyed the mechas or killed someone.
Oh, like they'll destroy Lagann?
I mean,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Why are
It
we
wasn't
getting
a
into
bad anime.
spoilers
but,
already, guys? Come on now.
When they killed off what's his name, Kamina. Spoiler alert.
That's a little late.
When they killed off Kamina and
Second
Simon
main
becomes a
character is
whiny little
spoiler.
kid for like 5 episodes, I was not sticking with that.
Hey, we're
was
stuck
awful.
with a whiny kid for like an episode and a half, alright? And then he meets Nia, the damsel in distress, and then, you know.
But, I mean, congrats to anyone who stuck through that. You are impressive.
It gets really like bizarre towards the end, but it's a fun watch.
Don't all
should just watch-
Gainax shows get bizarre
just watch
towards
the
the end?
second recap movie, because he's only a bitch for like 10 minutes.
I mean, that's still 10 minutes
They
of
have
my life.
recap movies?
Shut
Yeah,
up.
but you get to see some tatas at the end.
Oh, right, I'm in.
Let's talk about my favorite character, Kenan. Like, people call him Kamina Light, but he's not. He has the second best mech in the show, besides, you know, the title.
Actually, let's get to a real subject now, guys. Let's get to everybody's favorite anime ever. What was the name of the one you showed me again, Nick? Shit, I don't even remember it.
Love Live?
No.
I had School Idol
No,
Festival
the
on my
3-minute
phone.
one. The one that scared me.
I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
You know what anime is pretty scary? If we get the asterisk score.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't remember the name of that, why don't we just talk about Love Live or Love Live? I completely forget what it's called. Too many people tell me different names.
Hate
Live
Death,
Love.
you mean?
Swear to God, I have not seen that show. I'm
I
in a server with like a
I feel
million
like I'm
people that
qualified to
love
talk.
it.
I've seen a lot of GIFs. Again.
All I see is Nico and
I-
Umi's like,
Wait. I've got it, guys. Why don't we start talking about, like, some kind of shonen action series?
Oh, I got
Like-
one.
I mean, the
Like,
only one
the
I
best one ever,
Sorry.
JoJo.
seen
Hell
and
no,
liked
no,
was
no.
Dragon Ball, so I mean,
Sorry. That's what we're going to talk about, because we all need to watch it.
Alright, where's my
3
phone?
minutes
Let's
long.
get Googling this.
It's 3 minutes long. It's like the most amazing thing ever.
Oh god, this is what you showed me, isn't it? Just put it in the chat.
oh no.
Post it right in general. Don't do a dumb shit.
Leslie, I don't think you want to watch this.
Guys, let's keep on moving.
So, for those of you who don't know what we're about to watch, it is Utsu Masamu. Wait, what is that? Shit, I can't even say that.
Musun,
Guys,
The,
subject.
Picture for this already puts me off. I mean,
Guys,
what is
Oh, what?
that?
Are we supposed to be a legitimate podcast? Because the title clearly states the opposite.
Oh, but if we ever get to a second podcast, we are going to need so much work.
well, fine, then I'll probably be abandoning you in the middle of the podcast because I still only have less than an hour.
oh, we'll be fine.
Yeah, we're only at, like, what, the 8-minute mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just barely. I know, we are now.
Yeah, see? I told you, 5-minute podcast.
Okay, we're getting sidetracked. Let's just try to keep this on topic. Okay, Leslie, what is your
Okay.
favorite anime that isn't Black Butler?
That isn't Black Butler. Well, we already talked about it. My second favorite anime is GURREN LAGANN, but my favorite anime is Black Butler.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we should admit Black Butler just because it's awful.
I agree.
It's not awful. Question: have you
Yes,
seen it?
dear
I've
God,
seen
I
it.
wish I was getting that part of my life back.
Oh no.
Ow. Ouch.
I only
Have
watched
you-
it
okay,
over
have you seen-
to spite my friend.
Have you seen the third season?
There's a third? Oh, for God's sake, why did they not stop?
Okay, because the first season only halfway follows
Look,
the
look,
manga, the second
The first
season
season
doesn't
has
follow
a
it at
perfect
all.
ending. The rest of it's
But
garbage.
once they start getting into the third season, it starts getting like the highest quality because it actually follows the
Okay,
manga.
but let me just give my thoughts on Black Butler here for a brief moment. The first season was garbage, right till the ending. The kid dies, the anime ends. I was happy. Again, spoiler alert.
What? Okay, what about it was garbage? You can't just not have a valid
The
critique.
for God's
It was
sake,
too gay
I've
for
not
me.
watched it in like 3 years or whatever, but the insanely weird, somewhat pedophilic shipping between the main character and that demon bloke.
Okay,
Demon
okay.
bloke.
Disclaimer: I don't actually ship them, and I find it weird too.
But it's canon.
I mean, it is kind of canon.
It's not.
It
It's
is
not
a canon.
canon. There are some undertones, but they mostly go away, like I said, by like the third season. But it's not like, honestly, my opinion of Black Butler and the way it's viewed is that a lot of the fangirls have ruined it. Because now everyone can associate Black Butler with is, oh my gosh, that's the one with the, standard gay yaoi stuff. It's like super creepy and weird, and
Is
I'm
that
like,
not what it is?
it's
I'm
not.
pretty sure that's what it is.
No.
But I think like Black Butler is kind of like Wait, JoJo's kind of the equivalent of Black Butler with its fandom, though.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
because the JoJo fan base is absolutely terrible.
Preach it.
To be honest, and when you ask people to get into JoJo, sometimes you'll get people say, "I don't want to watch it because of how bad the fandom is." That's the same thing with Black Butler in a way, because a lot of people don't want to watch it because they hear all these things. They see how bad the fan base can potentially be, and it kind of turns them up. I don't personally think Black Butler is that bad. I just kind of joke about it to piss off Leslie, but the second season is bad. Just saying.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. It's kind of similar to I've started watching Osamatsu-san recently, because one of my friends loves the show. But as I started it, she warned me don't get into the fandom because the fandom actually ships the triplets.
It's a freaking parody satire show. Oh my god.
I know, and that's why I'm not gonna look at the fandom then because I don't want it to be ruined by the fandom.
But what fandom isn't cancerous is the real question.
G Gundam isn't. There is no fandom
Yeah,
for
see?
it. There
Everybody
is no
watch G Gundam.
Because there's no fandom for it. It's the only Gundam that no one wants to talk about.
I talk about it.
Can't have a fandom if you don't watch the show.
I watch it too. I've watched it 2 times.
And he's very mad at Nozomi on Entertainment right now because they're giving everything Blu-rays but G Gundam.
Yeah. Don't remind me, Nick. They posted something not too long ago saying it had a picture of Gundam, and then I was like, oh, is it finally G Gundam? And then it was like, oh no, the musical composer for Gundam died, and I was like, fuck you.
Shit.
Alright, wait. While we're here on music, which one of you was ripping God Eater's composer?
Please don't talk about him
Shame
when
on
he's
you.
here.
Shame.
Goshina is my man. We are Facebook friends, just so you guys know. Goshina is amazing. He's a great composer. Look up his work. He's done Tales of Legendia, God Eater, and plenty of other
He's not as good as Nobuo
video
Uematsu,
game
just
soundtracks.
saying.
Right. Austin, you don't need to advertise everything. You are... I'm pretty sure you're not... He's not paying us to sponsor him, dude.
Yeah, but maybe I could get him in the podcast. We are Facebook frenzies.
Hey, didn't you ask that other composer or something and he just ignored you?
Yeah, I messaged Hideki Naganuma, who's the Jet Set Radio composer. He ignored me.
So, on the subject of...
Senpai did not notice me. I'll be real, guys.
On the subject of favourite anime, have any of you guys seen the film Your Name?
I have.
Yes.
It's really good.
I literally watched that movie in theaters.
I watched
yesterday,
it twice in
last
cinema
night.
when it was out.
I watched it a couple months ago. It was really good.
I watched it a week ago.
I actually watched it on a
was
plane a
month
couple
ago.
weeks ago, too.
Oh, wow.
Because Delta has, those TVs.
I need to start flying with them.
Nice too. Yeah, I think
So-
Your Name was... I'm debating if it's my favorite Shinkai movie because I really like Shinkai and I've seen all his movies multiple times besides Your Name. But I really did enjoy it from what I've seen. It was one of my favorite movies from last year too.
I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. As I said, I went and saw it twice in cinema, and I found out about it completely randomly, just looked in the newspaper, was like, oh, cool, there's a film. Went and watched it, and it was awesome. I was blown away by that film.
The art is the first time I watched it, I was almost angry because it looked almost like a photo with the amount of detail.
Yeah, that's how he tends to make his films. Except for his Distant of the Sky and his Cat ones, they're more or less photogenic or whatever. I forgot the term it is.
Yeah,
where you just kind of
photogenic.
take a picture and that. He does that with all his films. I really like how he does that because a lot of directors don't do that. That's more common with a lot of seinen manga do that, but not really with anime.
I'd seen Garden of Words before, so I knew that I was in for that, but I wasn't prepared for the amount of that.
Yeah. He does that a lot in 5 centimeters per second as well. I think the one he does it less than for his movies is probably Children Who Chase Lost Voices, which is basically a Ghibli movie.
I think that one was a really good one, though.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah. You guys want to talk about another great anime?
Okay, Austin, you give us a serious answer now, because I know you don't like G Gundam or Star Driver that much.
Whoa, take that back. I like Star Driver and G Gundam.
Yeah, but it's not like one of your favorite. It's just something we like to fuck with you about.
Fine. I'll do Now and Then, Here and There. That is a masterpiece.
Oh, no. We got Leslie.
Is this something I'm going to be glad I haven't heard of?
Hawk.
It's so
Leon, me and you later are gonna have to watch that. Just me and you, and then with a slight side of Black Butler. It's not yaoi.
Oh god.
Not yet. Anyway.
Damn it.
I can't remember what I was looking at, but there was a character named Lala, and all I could think of was Lala Roo, and I'm like,
Pretty much, Leon, and for anybody else who hasn't seen it, it is a take a very generic shonen character, main character, and then throw him into a bunch of really dark shit, just to see how that twists his mind and stuff like that. It's probably not that deep, but
I just thought about Kirito getting thrown into a bunch of shit. And how
We don't.
no, not like in a virtual world, in real life. He's in some situation where he's really fucked.
I'm gonna say this to clarify on the generic part. It's more of a Naruto generic criticism, where it's person who's eternally optimistic, instead of someone who's just OP, because as cool as Shu is, he's not OP.
okay, well.
Well, except for when he has his stick. I figured that out, that his stick is the source of all his powers.
So it's Shio Totoro.
It has some powers in it too, but
Stick isn't some dirty euphemism here, is it?
Is it a literal stick?
Oh, it's a wooden stick. Wink, wink.
Oh
You
god.
made it a lot better, Austin. Thank you for that. Real clear about that. But what actually is Now and Then Here and Here? Because I know about it, just I haven't really went out and found it as much as Leslie and Austin want me to watch it.
I don't want to spoil anything, but the main character pretty much goes through a lot of dark themes, war and child war people. I guess.
I have a way to describe it. Do you remember way back in 2012 when there was the whole Kony 2012 thing, and they were talking about how these kids were kidnapped from their homes and used as child soldiers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that as the world he gets thrown into.
So he's a child soldier?
Not from the start.
Does he get raped?
Not him directly.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh god.
It's
didn't-
really dark.
Okay,
Yep.
so it's Rainbow.
I guess.
I mean, they get
I
raped in
love
that.
Rainbow. It's so dark though.
Oh my goodness! Stop with the spoilers. You gotta be indirect
It's in the
about your
first episode, and it's
spoilers.
implied that it happens, Austin. You'll live.
Ugh,
What-
I hate that doctor so much.
Oh, I do too. Okay, I guess I'll go next, and I'll mention Rainbow since I really like Rainbow. Rainbow is a series taking place in the occupied Japan period, which is after World War II, and U.S. basically controlled Japan. It's a very over-exaggerated setting about how that was in Japan, because Japan in that time period was really bad. And basically, it's a bunch of kids, and they get thrown into a prison, and they bond together, and it's just really fucked up because they have this doctor that we mentioned earlier that's raping them. We got this patrol and this officer at the prison that's always trying to make it so their life is absolutely horrible. And it's just a shitty situation, and it's a lot of friendship things. Not like One Piece or Dragon Ball Z, those kind of friendship scenes. It's a really strong friendship scenes about how people tend to bond when they're in shitty situations, and they eventually get out of prison. They're still in these situations. It's showing that their friendship is staying. They're not just going to all go their separate way and never see each other. They're still staying together, sticking to each other, watching each other's back. And I don't know. While it is really shitty in the situation they are, it is really bittersweet anime.
Can I just intersect something real quick?
Yes.
It's a bromance. Let's
Yeah,
be real here.
It basically is, I guess, in a way.
I had a thought the other day that I might actually like develop into a video or something. But have any of you guys seen Non-Baka?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Because Non-Baka, like, seriously switches halfway through into, like, a more of a serious drama bit. And whereas, like, Rainbow halfway switches into more... still horrible, but more upbeat. And I'm like... It's interesting how both of these series take place in prison, yet they do, like, their opposite in the switching. And so I kind of want to make a video on comparing the two and how that works.
Alright, Kenan, it's your time to shine. What Gainax series do you want to talk about that isn't Gurren Lagann, since we just mentioned that?
I'd probably have to go with Fooly Cooly, cause...
Ooh, that's a classic.
Cause, like... It's just hard to explain, cause, like... It took me back to a point in my childhood where, like... I was all into the whole rock thing. And...
I mean, you still aren't?
I can't explain it. Like, I guess it got me, like, back into it, I guess you could say.
Here's the question. Are you excited or dreading for the new season?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
I mean, it does have the pillows' names attached, so, you know.
As long as it has the pillows, it's gonna be alright.
Hopefully.
So we're on the topic of Gainax. I want to talk about a movie they did that no one really watches. It's their first thing. It's called World Space Force, The Wings of Hanamis, and it's back in the days where they actually had to draw things out. And
Wait,
movies...
Oh, sorry to cut you off, but, like, what was it about? Because I may or may not have actually seen it.
From what I remember, it's been a couple of years. It's basically about a, how do I explain this? It's basically in a year where they don't really have a lot of technology. It's in a kind of industrial point where they're trying to, like, discover things with planes and all that stuff. Well, the reason I bring this up is because it's one of those movies we don't really see a lot with anime where there's a lot of stuff happening in the background where things are happening. Like, there's a lot of things going on in the background which we don't really see nowadays because of the use of digital animation, budget constraints, and stuff like that. And I feel like even with older anime around the time period, unless it's a movie or OVA series that has a decent budget, we don't really see a lot of anime that just has a lot of stuff happening in the background instead of just focusing on the main characters. So just like watching it with, like, I watched it with a group of friends, and it was really interesting pointing out things we're seeing because all of us were seeing different things happening in the background. It still is a good story nonetheless, but it's just a really enjoyable watch. And it's about space programs, you know, going to space. There's a rape scene that apparently is controversial. I don't know why.
Oh, yep, I definitely seen it. You had me lost that whole time. As soon as you said controversial rape scene, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
It's not even that bad compared to, like, other shit, though, around that time period. So I don't know why it's so controversial, but whatever.
I mean, I have never heard of this thing, so I just quickly went and Googled it. And I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, and apparently it did badly at the box office.
Yeah, it did. It was what's his name? Hideki Anno's one of his first things. It was Gainax's first product. It is getting a sequel, I think, by Production IG this year or next year, but yeah, it didn't do well. And this is also a reason why Neon Genesis Evangelion was so fucked up. Because Hideki Anno, the creator of it, was really depressed, and then he made Eva, which is basically where he just spilled out everything in his mind. It was really fucked up. Which is why Rebuilds are so, like, happy compared to them. Because his life isn't really fucked up anymore. He's not depressed or anything like that.
I have mad respect for Anno. That's really all I have to say about the man. He's a good guy, and Evangelion ended well.
He made a Godzilla movie
drop.
last year, so there's that. I still gotta see that movie.
So let's get on to Leon. What's your favorite Chinese cartoon, my buddy?
Oh, my favorite Chinese cartoon.
It's obviously Sword Art Online, just saying.
God, I did not think this through.
Hey, fight me.
Hey, I
Fight
still
me,
need to
Nick.
watch Ordinal Scale because I'm a masochist.
I mean,
I'll watch it with you.
if you want to watch
Me and
Ordinal
you.
Scale, that's going to be a really masochistic task because it is almost nowhere at the moment. So have fun with
Well,
that.
you know what? I'll watch it with all of you guys.
Oh
Just
God.
wanna sit down, put on a really, really bad anime movie like Dark Cat. Aw, that's the stuff, guys.
Anyway, so for my favorite anime, I'm probably gonna have to go with Angel Beats, which I really, really enjoyed. Probably because I wasn't expecting to enjoy it.
Angel Beats is an interesting one for me because when I got back into anime, I was just kind of like watching a lot of popular anime time, like Sword Art Online, unfortunately. But I did watch Angel
I was
Beats.
there with you, Nick. I was there with you.
I did watch
We
Angel
all-
Beats and Clannad, and I really did enjoy Angel Beats at the time.
We all got into Sword Art Online, let's be real. Everybody did when it was airing.
Shut up, Boston.
I mean, for those who don't know, a quick synopsis of Angel Beats is it follows the protagonist after he's lost his memories, and when he meets a bunch of people in a school, and the adventures they have trying to discover what his memories were in the past and all that stuff. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, seriously.
Yeah, it's only 12 episodes.
So
it's not like
deadly.
that
It
kind
was
of
only
thing.
12?
Yeah, it's only 12 or 13.
13.
G Gundam is like 50 plus.
Shut up,
So go
Austin.
watch that.
Have you seen any of Key's other works, Leon?
I might have done, but you'd probably have to get me to hear them by name before I realized.
Rewrite, Clannad, Air, Canon.
Canon.
I've seen
That's
bits
the
of
only one I've seen.
rewriting Clannad, but I never got through to finishing them simply because I've got like 50 different shows on the go right now.
That's fine. I
Rewrite's
dropped
actually really
Clanan
good.
hard.
Because Rewrite's really different from a lot of Key works, and so it wasn't really so focused on romance like all the other ones are.
Oh yeah. Once I watched Canon or whatever it was, I immediately went over and watched Clannad, and they were beat for beat started off like really similar. Like they had the same characters and stuff, or at least
Have
it
the
felt
same
like
ugly
that.
eyes.
Yeah.
It's another thing why I like Rewrite, because they changed it so the eyes aren't so disgusting looking.
But those are the best part.
And even
Not
in the
really.
visual novel, they look like that. I was like, I hope they changed those eyes, and I was glad they did.
Nobody's glad they did.
Oh, okay. Alright.
The bigger the eyes, the more anime they are. The more anime you are, the better it
I have
is.
to send this picture every time Clannad is mentioned.
What is that?
Little backstory.
Is that art?
That is beautiful.
Okay, whoever actually puts this on their YouTube channel, please make that the thumbnail.
You know, I somehow don't think we're getting any views if we do that. Oh god.
Okay. So I suppose I can go do another one. I'm gonna talk about Ashita no Joe, which I think only Austin
Aw.
and I have seen.
Aw.
I
Or
will
read.
bet you are correct.
What do you...
Hey, I didn't read it, so only you read it. Because
Okay.
reading it's for scrubs.
Ashita no Joe takes place in the same kind of time period as Rainbow, just it's a bit more accurate to how that time period was. Ashita no Joe is it's a boxing story, but it's not like Hajime no Ippo. It's not like if he gets a belt, he's not gonna be go flaunting around. Oh yeah, I'm best in Japan about it. I actually kind of forgot he got a belt when he actually gets it because he never mentions it anymore. But it's a drama about a orphan boy named Joe Yabuki who basically has been on his own since he was a little kid. he ran into this Tokyo slums, and this drunk boxing trainer noticed. He's like, this guy has potential. Let's see if we can make him a boxer. And well, he's kind of a dick. He basically scams a bunch of little kids, gets them to get him a bunch of money, where he wastes it on gambling. He goes to prison or juvie, where he like beats up everybody until he finds a rival that can kick his ass. And then he starts slowly to get an interest in boxing, and through that, it shows a character who he doesn't do boxing just because he can get a lot of money. He has no goal of being the best in Japan, like, for example, in Ippo. That's what his goal kind of is in Ippo. But it focuses on a time period which we don't really see that often. Because in that time period, Japan was very bad. There was a lot of people in poverty, and this series is kind of seen as a symbol of hope for them, because without spoiling too much, there's a character who dies, and they had a funeral literally in Japan for him. Like, people actually went there and did like a fan funeral for a fictional character.
That is amazing.
Yeah, like back then, like in the manga, they had a number so where you can contact their creators, and people contacted him and told him they were going to do this, and they actually did it. And it's just kind of crazy because in that time period, he was seen as an idol, as Astro Boy is to Japan, and Astro Boy is huge in Japan. He's even considered a citizen in Japan since like 2003. But I still find that's freaking crazy. But if you what, Austin?
So, Nick, you might want to, like, I don't know. I guess you could say it's more of like a character study than Ippo is.
Yeah, like the boxing scenes are okay. It's just that I think they're not the main focus. It's mainly about this character and how he goes from being a piece of shit to an actual likable character, which is one of the reasons why I really like him. He's my favorite protagonist because he goes through so much. Like, there's this one character in it who is from Korea, and they basically turned him into a machine because he had to kill someone very close to him when he was little that he didn't even know it was him because he was starving so much, and because of that, they turned him into basically a machine that Joe had to fight. It was just kind of crazy. Like, the events in this are pretty brutal.
So, I have a question for you. I've just read here it has a live-action film, and we all know how live-action anime films are, but this is coming straight from the manga. Is it any good? Have you seen it?
I've heard mixed things. I haven't seen it myself. I've heard mixed things about it. The problem is this is a 20-volume series, so there's only so much you can cover in a 2-hour period. I mean, it's certainly doable, because you look at like Rurouni Kenshin, that had 3 movies, and I think all but the second one were bad. So it's definitely possible to do long-running series, or series that don't have supernatural elements to them. Which makes me wonder why the hell they're adapting Gintama or JoJo. It just makes no sense to me to make that live action.
Interestingly, I've just read, one of the characters who was in the live action of Ashita no Joe is going to be in the new JoJo.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
literally just read that.
Connected Universe confirmed?
Connected Universe confirmed. He was also in Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the Connected Universes are pretty real here.
I feel like this is the Japanese cinematic universe unfolding before our very eyes.
Was he in Hentai Kamen? Because that's like the greatest live action series ever.
Wait, what?
Basically, for those who don't know what Hentai Kamen is, it's a Sentai series, you know, like Power Ranger, except the guy, he gets powers by putting panties on his face.
Oh my god.
My friend eats that shit.
I know what we're going to be watching later.
It actually is a really funny movie. It's so stupid. Like, he gets powers because he just puts panties on his face. Like, there's one scene where he didn't have the special panties, so he had to go to, like, a woman's clothing store to find them, and he went where he dressed up as a woman. And he started, like, I think he was, like, moaning in the dressing room, so everybody got curious, and he just ran out with panties on his face.
What? I'm very interested in that.
It's actually really freaking hilarious. My friend showed it to me, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And we watched it, and we're like, wow, what the fuck did we just watch?
Okay, time for a beautiful segue. You were just talking about some comedy, right? Well, what comedy's better than Cromartie High? Riddle me that. What?
I showed you that, but I wish more people would watch Cromartie High because I don't think a lot of Western audience really finds Japanese humor that funny. And I think that Cromartie has a lot of good slapstick that a Western audience would like more. Like, I think I would compare it to like Metalops. What the hell's that one show on Adult Swim? Like the death metal or whatever.
Metalocalypse.
Yeah, that. I think a lot of comedy similar to that, and also that kind of has like its West Japanese version with Detroit Metal City, I think it was called. I believe these are two comedies that definitely will be a lot more liked in the Western audience. They also have really good dubs. It's just so. I think Austin, explain what Cromartie's about. It's pretty funny.
Oh, it's about a delinquent school, and the comedy is just spot on. Like, there's not been one episode where I didn't laugh.
The best thing is, in the first episode, this character, he never went to delinquent school. He doesn't consider himself a delinquent. And they asked him what his nickname was in high school, and he's like, I don't have a nickname. Because everybody has these really dumb nicknames, and they're judging each other on their nicknames. And then he got put in this, like, contest about who is the strongest person in their class. He's like, why the fuck am I here? I'm not even strong. I'm not a delinquent. Oh, and, Freddie from Queen is in it.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury is a major character in Cromartie High. I'm not even joking.
There's also a robot.
Mekazawa is amazing, and he's not a robot, he's a person.
There's a giant gorilla.
Hey. Don't be racist
Well,
now.
guys, I mean, I've just
I'm
read
just saying,
here.
there's a giant gorilla in it.
I've just read here. It's actually a rumor that he's a robot. He's not definitively a robot.
Yeah, I told you, he's a person.
Yeah, but there's that episode where he needs to get an oil change.
No, well, I mean, it's only a rumor, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're believing a rumor, Nick. Come on now.
Leslie, you have anything you want to talk about?
I could talk about my third favorite anime.
Here we go.
Oh, boy.
God.
It's not
Please
orange,
be a
is
good
it?
anime.
Here we go.
You guys are so
Oh no, she's gonna talk about
pessimistic
Yuri
about
on
this.
Ice.
I'm offended.
Oh, boy.
Yuri on Ice. More like
Apparently
Yaoi
you
on
guys
Ice.
all
Am
think
I right?
Mushishi is a terrible show.
Oh, Kenan with those sick puns.
What?
That's right.
Let's get talking about Yaoi on Ice already.
It's Mushishi, guys.
Okay,
Mushishi.
good. Okay.
Oh, that was a plot twist.
False alarm, guys. It's actually good.
Oh boy, now I have to read another
I
synopsis.
feel like she changed it last minute when she heard us criticizing her
no,
taste.
you could. It's on my Mal. It's always been on my. Well, okay. I recently switched it because I rewatched it. That my third favorite anime used to be Gankutsuo, but now it's Mushishi.
She changed from the guy from Monte Cristo to this dude with silver hair who just walks around fixing people's bug problems. Way to go, Wesley.
Mushishi is a beautiful anime. It
I
is
know, I
one
was
of those
kidding.
shows that I put on right before I go to bed, and it lulls
And then
me
you
to
don't
sleep.
watch it. And then you don't watch it.
Hey, I watch it, or at least parts of it. Okay, maybe not a full episode, but
But I think
Close
Mushishi does
enough.
some. I think Mushishi does something interesting because I think a lot of anime that are episodic and try to tell a story fully in one episode can't really do it, and Mushishi can do it, and it's beautiful because there's a lot of really good stories in Mushishi. And for those who don't know what Mushishi about, it's about this. Mushishis are these like kind of like spirit bugs, I should say, and he is the protagonist Ginkgo. Basically, he goes and he's basically kind of like a traveling doctor. He goes and cures people of their Mushi problem. And a lot of times it has these really interesting stories within them. So it's not just like, okay, here's your bug, let me show you how to fix this, and that's that. There's usually some big thing going on with each episode with where he goes.
It's great because like I feel like the quality of storytelling is super high, as well as the quality of artwork and the quality of music. Basically, its quality is super high, but it's also like rewatching it, like when we talk about Hayao Miyazaki complaining that anime these days don't observe humans instead of anime. I feel like Mushishi is one that observed people and how they act instead of just pulling out and trying to be all action oriented.
Yeah. And just like the designs in the Mushi are really cool too. Like it's such a like mesmerizing experience watching Mushishi. I rewatched the first season with a friend and he really liked it. I really like the art design and everything about it. Like sometimes even episodes will take from like the folklore. If you guys know what the Ghibli movie about the bamboo girl whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. That is
like some princess.
Yeah, Pale Princess Kaguya. Basically, in that you have a princess that was born in a bamboo tree, and they have something like that. They have a dead episode which kind of takes like their spin of the folklore in it, and it's really cool how they did it. Like, if I remember correctly, you find this white bamboo tree or whatever, and a child was born from it, but they have no connect. They can't exit like this forest, so people are always like judging the person and his family and rejecting them because of that.
Yeah, they do pull from other like folklore. There's another one, I can't remember the name of the spirit, but one in which rain follows her, and so she can't stay for long in case of floodings and stuff, but that also appears in Holic, but so when I saw it in Mushishi, I was like, hey, I know that one. Yeah.
I guess we can do a couple more before we end this, before Leslie has to leave, so Gainax fanboy, get talking.
Okay, so... Oh wait, you weren't referring to me, were you?
No, I wasn't. I was talking to Gainax fanboy.
Well,
Gainax
I'm a
fanboy.
Gainax fanboy. Fight me, Nick.
Or
Fight me.
Or
There can be
Trigger
more
fanboy.
than one.
We got Gainax and Trigger on this guy's list. Get talk about Inferno Cop. Get going.
I still haven't seen Inferno Cup.
Unfortunately, no. It's on my list to watch
I
it.
saw Dead
It
Leaves
is so
before Inferno
stupid.
Cup.
Holy shit.
I bet it's 10 out of 10 material. Am I right,
Oh
Kenan?
my god.
I haven't
You
seen
can watch it
Inferno
literally
Cup.
within an hour. It's oh my god.
It's so good.
It's so dumb because it's a joke anime that Trigger did where they try little as possible.
Nani.
So pretty much what you're telling me is instead of being on this podcast, I could have watched a decent anime. Wow.
Yeah, if you watch Space Patrol Luluko, which is another Trigger short, which I really like,
Yeah.
it references a lot and other like things. I remember like not Yamato, Captain Harlock was in one of the episodes. It takes a lot from Trigger's characters and Gainax's. It's a really interesting short series. I recommend people watch it because you can watch it within an hour like Inferno Top, and it's really funny.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Dead Leaves?
I love Dead
No.
Leaves.
Yeah.
It's really experimental and weird. but
Yeah.
it's so like bizarre. Like I love making friends watch it because they not tell them anything about it. Like, what the fuck did you just make me watch?
So is Leon still there?
I am still here, not falling asleep yet.
Oh yeah. Talk to me, baby. What?
I think there's one that me, Austin, and Leslie can talk about really quick, and that's Kids on the Slope.
Oh, come on. We need more Leon in this. I need my British
Well,
accent
I don't know
in
what
my
he
podcast.
watches, so I can't recommend it. Talk about things that he watches that I don't know.
Talk about Assassination Classroom. That's a good one that I think
About
most
Ava,
of us
but
need,
we'd be here
maybe.
forever.
Oh, God.
Okay, I guess not.
But if you want to talk about it, you can talk about it.
This is just awkward. Just so you know, if I edit this, I'm gonna leave these awkward moments in. It builds character.
I mean, Austin, do you want to talk about Assassination Classroom? I'm more than happy to talk about that with you.
Okay, let's do this. We'll two-man this.
Alright, let's go. And never say that again.
Okay, who started?
The manga parodies Naruto. There's that.
Okay, well, Assassination Classroom is about the best teacher in all of anime, Kuro-sensei, being a
It's not
teacher.
Onizuka.
And whatnot. Whoa. Shut up, Nick. I'm talking here.
He is the best teacher. By the way, I've seen it too, so.
So yeah, Kuro-sensei, best teacher, is, like an alien thing. And I just kind of hit my computer by accident. Whoops, that might be recorded. He is an alien, I think. I mean, I won't spoil it.
I mean, he says this in the
He's an
first
alien.
episode. It's not really spoilers.
Okay, fine. He may or may not be an alien. I still think he is.
Okay, being that Austin is taking like a good 4 or 5 minutes to say the first 3 lines of the anime, I will tell you roughly what it is about. Assassination Classroom follows E-Class from some school in Japan somewhere that's probably made up. I don't know if it's real, don't hold me to this. As they have to assassinate their teacher.
Yeah, because he basically destroyed 30% of the moon, and he said he was going to destroy Earth in like a certain amount of time. And he's really hard to kill, like, because they have like 2 people who are professional assassins teaching these kids how to kill their teacher, because he is very agile. Only certain bullets actually can hurt him, for one thing. Yeah, and it's just...
He could move at Mach 20.
Besides them, you would think that why he would agree with that, which I can't explain why, 'cause it's a spoiler, but he's a really good teacher. Like, he really genuinely cares about these kids, because these kids are basically outcast into school. Because Class E is for basically anyone that's failing. Oh.
Class N.
No, it's E. Definitely E.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's E.
I would also like to point out, it's 70% of the moon he destroys, not 30.
I was close. I was only off by
70%.
40%.
We're getting in the nitty-gritty.
I was only off by 40%.
That is the difference between a foot and a leg, my friend.
But it's the interesting thing about this is a manga that was in Shonen Jump. And Shonen Jump has a tendency to make things really fucking long for no reason at all. Good example would be Bleach or Death Note, which are longer than they needed to be. And they didn't for Assassination Classroom, which is a surprise, because it is really popular in Japan. Even before it got an anime, it was still selling like hotcakes over there. So it was just surprising that the anime does have full adaptation, and they didn't try to extend it to where it doesn't need to be. It ended where it needs to be, and it was fine.
It has a really good ending, I might add.
It has one of the best endings, like, freaking ever. Okay, that might be an exaggeration on my part, but I
remember reading it, and it had
makes
such
me
a...
want to cry.
When I remember reading it, it had such a huge impression on me, because the first thing is it's like, okay, class, and everybody just starts pulling out a gun. I was like, what the fuck am I reading?
I mean, I started reading it after I'd watched it, because I got into it quite late. And I have not stopped laughing whenever I'm reading it. Like, it's so well done.
Yeah, I'm glad that this got an adaptation. Because this is also by a new studio that did it, Lurch, because I think this is maybe their first or second work. And they did...
No, it's not their first.
Oh yeah, that one that you really like is their first.
Rihamatora, or something like that.
But it's just surprising, because Lurch has a very unique style. Like, a lot of their series kind of look the same, and it's different from art visually. And it's different from your other art studios, so I was like... The fact that they did such a good job adapting this to one of their first work is really impressive. And it looks really good, too.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I love Lurch, especially because the director of Assassination Classroom and of other shows such as Persona 4 and Danganronpa, the first season, he's my favorite director. Like, I don't know what draws me to his style of directing, but it's just, yeah.
Well, if you guys are going to go on directors now, you might want to save that topic for another day.
Oh boy.
Oh, Imaishi.
Watanabe sucks. Fight me. I have such a popular opinion, guys.
I'm just... Honestly, my favorite... Watanabe show, I totally slaughtered that. Zankyo no Terror. It's so
we can save that for another topic, because if we can do that, we'll be here for a while. I'm trying to think of what I want to say. What I want to mention next, but I completely lost it.
I can mention another anime.
Sure, I think we could do a couple more, then we can leave this off since it's pretty long as it is right now.
Yeah, we're at 50 minutes, guys. 50 minutes.
I feel quite proud that we got this far.
50 minutes with my monotone voice, and I haven't changed it. I'm also Batman.
How many, if any, of you guys have seen Space Brothers?
I read 250 chapters of that counts.
I haven't seen it, to be honest.
I want to see it.
It's so good. It has a lot of characters, but it develops almost all of them in fantastic ways. And the main two, well, the
They're
main
awesome.
two brothers, they're beautiful. Hibito is such a cinnamon roll. I want to give him a hug.
Hey, whoa, why'd you interrupt my awkward silence?
Oh,
But I think
okay.
But I
What
think with
about-
Space Brothers, it's not something we get a lot of time because we don't get a lot of anime in space that is in a mecha, and it's interesting seeing like the process of how to be an astronaut, the training, and the risk with it all. And I think they did a good job at giving you a lot of detail on how this whole thing works out. Because in Planets they do that too, but it's very limited. Like they may spend like an episode on, and there's like a whole arc, just like on the training, like in like these simulations.
This Space Brothers spends like more than just.
Well, I meant like
arc
that.
on
There's
training.
one where it was 40 chapters in the manga. Like, it's before any of them went to space. Like he was in the space program, and he's like in like these simulation tests where he has to live with a group of people and do things. And it took a long time. The manga. It's like kind of impressive how much effort he put into showing everybody how this works and everything. Because I think the general audience doesn't really know too much about it. Like we know they have to do these things in NASA to go into space, but we don't know everything about it.
Yeah, the thing about Space Brothers is like a lot of shows trying to express space is cool, but Space Brothers is like not only that, but the engineering behind it. The people who are not astronauts, the people who are working towards getting other people in space are cool. Like I remember at one point, like the trainer director guy, like drew a picture of the kanji for person, which is like trying to imagine one stick holding up another stick, something like that. And so he described that the astronauts are the tip of the big stick on top, saying like this is where we're trying to get you, but all the hard work goes into being the little stick trying to hold up everyone else. And so that's now, because of that, I love the entire idea of working towards space. Like soon after I finished the show, I saw a person wearing like a NASA shirt, and I almost fangirled because I was like, space, guys, space.
So you were just being yourself, is what you're saying.
I mean, I almost respected that opinion for a moment. Almost.
But I think it is a bit long with it being 99 episodes, and it is a bit slow pace compared to like watching Planets. But I think if you are interested in learning about space, I think Space Brothers is a good one to watch or read. Crunchyroll has it on their manga apps or legally.
So it's kind of slow paced, like this podcast. Am I right? Am I right, guys? Huh? Nothing? Okay.
Oh, okay.
We don't reward bad jokes.
My jokes aren't bad. They're the best.
But I guess I'll leave it on this one that at least I know I can talk about. I don't know about you guys. Maybe Austin. Ghost in the Shell, which totally didn't get a live action movie recently.
Whoa,
Wait,
whoa,
with
whoa,
Ghost of a Shell, are
didn't?
we talking about the 1995?
We're talking about 95, SAC, Not Arise,
Awesome.
and not the movie.
Okay, I can talk
All
about
I've
this.
seen is the
I
original.
Ooh.
have not seen Standalone Complex. I saw the first two, and that's pretty much it.
I really adore Standalone Complex because I think the movie really focuses on philosophy a lot, And if you don't get the philosophy symbols, you probably just think it's just like this action one with this naked chick who can kill shit. But
Hey.
I think
Like
SAC,
Hollywood.
Give that.
But I think
Oh,
SEC
okay.
expanded on the world a lot more because it Ghost in the Shell has a very interesting world where there's a lot of different kind of crimes you can make with technology, with how much future it is, and giving 52 episodes to it gave you a lot of different kind of crimes that it explored. All the characters got more developed, and you don't need to watch 95 to watch SSC or vice versa because they're all in like their separate little universe. So I just think that Ghost in the Shell is a really good series if you really like sci-fi stuff and like internet and the crimes you can potentially do using the internet. And it just has a really, really good staff. Really good cast because everybody's just developed a lot. A lot of my favorite anime episodes are from SAC because there's so many good ones in it. And like the two main arcs are the Laughing Man and the individual 11 arcs, and they are really good. Like the themes they cover in them are really awesome, and I just think more people should watch it.
Can I just spit the truth real quick?
What?
Okay, so the live action movie is better. There, I said it. Drop mic.
Whatever you say.
So I'm gonna
I'm
say
just
something
messing with
right
you.
now. I liked Innocence better than the first one.
Yeah, that's because you're a
I
little
haven't seen
turd and,
Innocence.
you like action more than philosophy.
Hey,
Wait.
it's not just the action, okay?
I mean,
Kenan, please tell me they carry over the anime titties.
I have not seen the live action. Anime
No,
titties.
not the live action. We're talking about Innocence now.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of naked robots, like at the end.
Ooh, I might have to watch it with you later.
Innocence is a spectacle, a really good looking spectacle.
It's really different from the first one, I'll say.
Yeah, because Kusanagi isn't in it. There we go, I can say that.
Is that
Yeah.
the major?
yeah, that's for major.
Okay.
I am the major. I am number one.
I'm the first of my
But
kind.
yeah, I think that we can wrap it up here. I'm sorry for the viewers that this is actually really a big clusterfuck. Since this is the first one, we didn't really plan it as much as we could have. So maybe
And
next
we're
time it'll be
missing the
better.
best guy because
Maybe next year.
the best guy didn't show up because his computer may or may not be broken.
Oh,
I mean,
Punched it.
I'm not using my own. I just nicked someone else's.
Oh, why didn't I tell Carl to do that? Shit.
But do any of you guys have any words before we end this?
I think Austin was awful.
I mean,
My favorite
I
anime
would
movie's
think
End of
that about
Evangelion.
fun.
So, there it is.
Don't judge a show by its fandom.
Unless it's
actually,
Black
do
Butler.
judges. Just don't watch Black Butler. It's not even good
Yeah.
without the fandom.
I think that should be our closing note. Avoid Black Butler.
Alright, well,
I concur.
okay.